Good afternoon. I wanted to take just a few minutes and try to summarize what I found after my visits to Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School. I enjoyed my time with you this year. As we were trying to wrap things up on that important March 13th faculty meeting, our time was cut short by an event that really took precedence over anything that we were doing. And that is the selection of our next Pope. It is a little bit ironic that we had just been talking about the Jesuit tradition and what the Jesuits were trying to do. And before our very eyes, our church changed with the selection of the very first Jesuit Pope. God does work in mysterious ways. But back to the faculty meeting. During our faculty meeting on March 13th, you had an opportunity to share with one another in small groups some of those items which you considered to be obstacles from your school going from being a good school to a great Catholic school. There were 4 themes that came out of those discussions. The first was negative attitudes. Some faculty members felt that a negative attitude towards innovation and change had been a source of frustration for many faculty members. The second was communication. Some of the discussions focused on the need to share good practices, student achievements, and faculty success stories with parents and the community at large. The third theme was that of time and resources. There seemed to be a need for more time for collegial interaction, combined with the need for additional resources. The fourth obstacle was class size and student-teacher ratio. One group in particular felt strongly that the growing number of students in particular classes had become an obstacle to success. Well, after reviewing all of your notes and praying on it, I'm making the following recommendations to you and to your administration. The first is the creation of portfolios. I am suggesting that each teacher collect artifacts to place in a portfolio that reflects his or her greatest success and, yes, at times even failures in the classroom. These artifacts allow faculty members to reflect on their work and share their work with their colleagues. This is in line with that Jesuit model of self-reflection. I'm suggesting that either quarterly or semi-annual meetings be held for all faculty members to share their portfolios with their colleagues. The second recommendation deals with teacher profiles. I'm recommending that in the monthly newsletter to parents in the larger community, the school create spotlight sections to highlight teachers. These profile sections would highlight achievements for teachers and provide a more well-rounded view of the great work that teachers in this school do inside and outside the classroom. The third recommendation is for the creation of a needs survey. I recommend that a survey of teachers and parents be created to determine the present and future needs of the school. That survey would provide a blueprint for the school's development efforts in raising funds over the next 3 years. It also gives hope to teachers that additional resources would be available. It also would send a clear message to the larger community that this school is constantly growing and changing to meet student needs. The fourth recommendation deals with class size. I recommend that a committee of faculty members be established to examine the issue of class size. The committee should investigate the class size and student ratios of other local Catholic schools as well as public schools. I would also recommend that the committee review the literature that's out there and share the recent research findings on class size and student performance with the faculty. Now there's one topic that does not actually have a recommendation. The topic of negativity as a separate item was not listed anywhere in my recommendations. It is impossible to simply mandate that people stop being negative. When attempts to address this issue with teachers at faculty meetings take place, the usual result is a growing resentment towards those who are negative and toward the administration for making the good teachers feel bad. It is important that the administration address negativity on an individual basis. Administrators know which teachers are blocking productive change. I say that as a former administrator. But it is imperative that all teachers be treated as professionals. And when a problem arises, it must be addressed with the individual teacher. As the writer Jim Collins states in his book, Good to Great, you need to make sure that you have the right people on the bus. Administrators have a responsibility to make sure that people understand, that faculty members clearly understand where they are taking the bus and why. If an individual teacher is working to undermine the productive change, he or she needs to know why they no longer fit on the bus. That might seem harsh, but you must remember our mission is to educate students in the Catholic tradition. And we must grow in order to be competitive and to be relevant in this world. Schools need to be careful that one unhappy teacher does not lead the entire school bus off the cliff just to prove that a teacher thinks that they are right. Frank and honest dialogue is essential to the success of any great Catholic school. Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School is a school that has the potential to be one of the top Catholic schools in this country. The success of the school lies with you, the dedicated group of teachers and administrators who understand the crucial mission of Catholic education and the desire to help every child grow in mind, body, and spirit. Like the Jesuits, I believe leadership springs from within. It is about who you are as much as what you do. I pray that God grants you the strength and wisdom to carry out your important mission of leadership within your school. The world needs strong, great Catholic schools. Those schools can only happen with great faculties. I am convinced from my meetings with you during this school year that you have the framework for success that will carry your school into the future. With a dedicated and caring faculty, a strong administration, and parents who support the mission of Catholic education, Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School can be a great example for schools throughout this country. I thank you for sharing time with me during the course of the year. If you do have any comments about my recommendations or any of the comments I made throughout the year, please feel free to give me a call. Daryl knows my number and he has my email address. I'd be more than happy to talk or share some conversation and some time with any of you at any time. Again, thank you and God bless you for all that you do for His children.